Thank you. I'd like to take a second here and introduce my husband, David. Thanks for coming. Thank you all for coming tonight and engaging in this debate. I bring to you my plan for returning the state of New Hampshire to prosperity. Just like Washington, D.C., Concord is addicted to overspending, overtaxing, overregulating, and overreaching. And what has it done but to ruin our business environment, to fracture our families, and to trample upon our freedoms. As your governor, I will stand up to the bureaucratic bullies and protect our state sovereignty and get them out of our state business. I will get the state off of the backs of our businesses and stop the agencies from encroaching upon your rights as parents and destroying the very fabric of our society, our families. You see, when we support and defend our families and we reduce the need for social services, and thus we reduce the amount of spending and reduce the number of taxes that we need. When we get the state government off the backs of our businesses, we give them regulatory and tax certainty so that they can forecast and do what they do best, which is to create jobs. And when we stand for our state sovereignty, we join together and propel our state, along with other states, to help our nation return to prosperity. Thank you.
John? Thank you, Nancy. Thank you all for being here, and I want to recognize my lovely wife, Jenny, for being here, and my daughter, Nicole, and our other daughter, Hannah's playing hockey tonight, otherwise she'd be here. My mom and dad, and my brother, Chuck, former United States Marine, and thank you for your service, Chuck. I just want to say, you know, this is a wonderful state. We have great people and great things in this great grand state. You know, my great-grandma, Maud, lived in Portsmouth, grew up on Gate Street. My mom and dad are from Manchester. We grew up, we started a restaurant business, small business. You know what I say New Hampshire Advantage, what that's about. We were born here. The good news is most of you were probably born here. If not, you live here and you love this state. The news is everyone comes here to visit. But you know what? We're losing our New Hampshire Advantage. It's being squandered quickly. 4 years, 84 taxes and fees under our governor and his leadership. 2 budgets, 24% increase in spending. I was the Commissioner of Health and Human Services, and I was asked by Governor Benson to go in and stop the out-of-control spending of the largest department in state government. We had a $300 million deficit. That was in 2007. I led from the top and said to my department heads and my directors, you know what? We're going to bring value back to the taxpayers of this great state. We're going to make sure everything we do brings value back to them. We need to help small businesses in this state. We need to grow jobs. We need to bring tax cuts. We need to cut spending. And we need to lead. We don't have a leader right now. We have someone that says one thing and does something else. We have someone that is not a person that's taking us down the right road. And we are going to win this election because of people like you that are here tonight. Because of my children, and because of my grandchildren, your grandchildren. Because this is the greatest state in the nation. And we will continue to be first in the nation once again in November. God bless you and thank you for being here.
I have Frank. On my list.
Sorry. Good evening, and to the men and women that served on our armed forces, thank you and welcome home. For those that are serving, thank you for taking care of business for us that we can be here tonight. In my campaign, I have Mrs. Joyce Gardner, that's my advisor, and next to her is Joanna Bailey, who's my Seacoast lady. And behind every successful man is a good woman. Well, there's several of them in my campaign, and I thank them. I ran as a state rep 4 years ago because we needed to get some things done. There's homeless problems, there's veterans problems, there's senior problems, there's children problems, there's education problems. They're all there. So I took a job for $100 a year, and I says, let me get into the fight. And I got into it. And I was fortunate that when the Democrats took power in my community, the Republicans still held their seats. And we did make a difference, as the fellow representative here will know, and as the other representatives. Why am I running for governor? Because I'm sick and tired of talk, no action, promises that aren't kept. And my campaign is results, not promises. If I promise you something, I'm going to do it. And if I can't do it, then I'm not going to make a promise. And as we know as legislators, there's lots of stuff that comes out in bills, and one word can change everything. Sometimes we're challenged by the public, and they don't understand why we voted for something, but one word in like 40 different pages of it can change the intent of the bill. I worked for the Republican whip of the New York State Senate. I worked for a Democrat, directing the Democratic New York delegation of congressmen. I know how to get things done, and that's what I'm here and I'm about.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great crowd, overflowing. Have you ever thought that the gubernatorial candidates would get this crowd? This is great. My wife, Donna Marie, right here in the purple dress. My mother-in-law, Jean, is here as well. My daughter, Leah. My daughter, Tammy. My son-in-law, Tate. My 2 grandchildren, Taylor and Tiana, as well. And lots of other friends, and I want to thank them for coming. We were asked to talk about our leadership style, and that's what I want to address with you tonight. And I want to fast forward from my football days, or being a catcher for AA fast pitch softball for 26 years, right up in the military, United States Navy, right up to present day. Folks, a couple years ago we had an election. And during that election process between Obama and McCain, I did my homework. I got very upset. I think a lot of us got upset. Some of us weren't paying a lot of attention. I hope some of you in the room that weren't are now. But I knew what was going to happen. I really did. I started putting things up on my sign on Route 1 South Bypass. Leadership is what's important here, and have the courage of your convictions and being unafraid to tackle the tough problems. I risk my business. I risk my personal safety by doing things like this. But my country means more to me than all of that. So I also decided I had to do more. Thus, I got out on the street and led. I led 1,100 people when Mr. Obama came to town against a bunch of union folks that shipped in from Atlanta, New York, and Massachusetts. I don't think it takes as much courage as it takes fortitude, and I think all of you understand that right now we're at a crossroads. I am running for governor because I'm a patriot. Yes, I'm a businessman, but we face losing all of our liberties and freedom. We need a governor that knows how to lead and is unafraid to stand on his principles and will be unwavering in that position. I am that person. I firmly believe that I am the best candidate in this race to fill that slot. Thank you very much.